Hello guys, thank you so much for 25 subscribers. I want to thank you, for all of them, with this new video. I was trying to figure out what idea to do, so I sent a YouTube short asking y'all. Not many of y'all replied, so I decided to do Bilbo for Treasure again. It's been a while since I've done a video on this game. So, I decided to show a tutorial for all the things I built. I hope you enjoy. So, first off, we're going to start with the F1 car I made in my first YouTube short ever. So, let's see, it's in the vehicles one, I think. Yeah, and you'll notice I have a lot more. I'm not showing how I made every vehicle I made. Only specific ones, because if I showed you all these, it would take a long time. So, we're going to focus on this one right here. Excuse why I have the spike blocks. So I have the gold, obviously, for armor and such. Because, it can't be weak if I'm going to be going down the river for treasure. And also, I put these wheels on here to make these wheels right here go faster. And since they're faster, it makes it easier for it to drift. I'll show you it with all of this non-visible. See? Makes it a lot easier to drift. It's still a little finicky and all, but I mean, it's easy to drift with this thing. As you can tell. Basically, the way that I made it, all you would do, you take this type of wheel right here, the one that can turn, and attach two of these wheels right here. And that type of wheel is, let me find it. You could probably already tell what it is, but just for clarification, it's this wheel right here. Which I'm pretty sure is just called wheel. Yeah, it's just called wheel. You just put two of them on the end of one of these wheels, which is called the front wheel. And obviously you put two on the back wheel, as it's called. And basically that's how I made it drift. There's not really anything else special about this besides its looks. So also, the other thing I want to show you that's in this is obviously the monster truck, which is probably the coolest one out of all of these. It's based off of a Monster Jam monster truck called Megalodon. Let's see how it looks without the transparency. Not as different as you would think. It actually, most of it is not invisible. You're probably wondering why there's a big rod in the front. If I can get up here, I'll show you why. Why the heck did I make my character shorter? That was pretty dumb of me. Anyway. So the reason I have this in front of it is so that way... Well, here, I'll just show you it. I'll show you what happens. So it stops it from just flipping over instantly. And theoretically, let's say if I do flip over. Let me actually flip it over. Wait, did I... Okay, bro. Let me actually flip this over. The one time it doesn't want to flip. Flip. Okay, let me just go down here. Yeah, the suspension on this thing is pretty bad. I know. Oh. Flip over! Oh. Any day now. Whatever, once this thing actually flips over, I can finally show you the thing I want to show you. There we go, finally, flipped over. So, this is how I would self-write this thing, because, look. As is right now, it can't self-ride like this. You just click the switch on the bottom of this, and then just pray that you actually get into the correct spot. Yeah, I know, it's a little finicky as well. No, don't hit the pistons! Luckily for me, the wheels are strong, at least. Oh my gosh, come on! Why is this thing so annoying today? Oh, yes! What? Where did my wheel go? Anyway, that's Megalodon for ya. And I'm sorry if the way I did this one is really bad, because I mean, like, this thing is just so annoying sometimes. Anyway, let's start on the next one. First of all, I need to make sure it's completely cleared out. It is. So the next one, I'm going to do the one that I did in my second YouTube short, which was Hypershock from BattleBots. Some of you probably don't know what this is. BattleBots is basically like a competition in Las Vegas where you build a robot that has a weapon and then you battle it against another team. One of my favorites is a BattleBot called Hypershock. This is basically what it looks like in the show. Vertical weapon, has forks on the front, and it has the sponsors on top. That's how you equip the camera, and that's the weapon. I'm very proud of the detail I put into this one, even though it might not look like much. Anyway, let's turn transparency off. See what happens. Yeah, I used spikes on the front, and also I used signs to get the sponsors. Why isn't it showing up right there? Ah, okay. Not really much that was invisible on this either. Also, I did put a spike block right here. Camera right there. That's about it. Everything else is visible. Not really much I did for this. It's just that you have to figure out what needs to be invisible and what doesn't. I put a lot of thought and effort into this one. Okay, the next one is, let me see. Oh, I don't think this one's complete. Oh yeah, this is from one of my most popular ones. This is the theme park, the exploding theme park one. I bet y'all will be happy to see how I made this one. So, this one right here, like obviously this one is not going to get any attention. Neither is that or that. It's this one that's going to get all the attention. First, you on anchor. Let's turn transparency off to see what I did. You were probably expecting all this dynamite, but also, obviously I had delay because if you didn't watch YouTube short, this is how it works. It goes up. Then you click this, and the light bulbs also work. Spins for about, we'll go with 10 seconds. I don't know how long it actually spins for, about 10 seconds, and then it explodes. That was definitely not 10 seconds. How long is that actually? 1, 4, 3. So that's about 1 plus 4. 8 seconds. 8 seconds. That's about 8 seconds. So I'm going to show it again to show you how you make this. You probably already know how I did, but I'm going to show it anyway, even though it's probably one of the most self-explanatory ones. The way I did this, oops, so all I did was at the top I put all this dynamite. I have a delay block for all the dynamite to explode. And also, let me just, like there's nothing on the inside, like there's nothing except for those pistons up there, which extend this when you click on this. That's how you make it go up. This one will allow it to spin because I put a little wheel in there. Where did I put it? Oh, I see. I think I see it. Let me get a jetpack first, please. Hold on. Let me get a jetpack so you can see it better. Bro, why is it looking that first? So basically, you see this, that's connected to the switch down there. And also, the dynamite's also connected to some delay blocks. This one. which is also connected to the same switch. That's how I made the delay happen. So that's how you build this one. I mean, there was not the most detail into this one. This one was more the, if it works, then it's fine. And yes, also you can sit in these, and they actually are like the little rope swings at carnivals, which I really liked because it's actually realistic at least. Next build that I made a while back is, let's see if I still have it. I don't know if I do. Oh, yes, I do. This is the classic, one of the most popular ones I made. I made the grandfather clock. If you didn't see this YouTube short, here's what happens in it. Ah, yes, it's a nice clock, isn't it? Hope you don't get too attached to it, because it's going to explode soon. In a few seconds. See, that's what happened in the YouTube short I made a while back. This is probably like the 4th one I made. It seems like self-explanatory how I made it, so I'll show you how I did. First of all, an anchor, just because. Yeah. And also, here's the mechanism I made to make the pendulum swing. So let me turn this invisible. So first of all, I had this right here. I attached that to the wall, which is, I'm pretty sure, a hinge block. Let me check. I think it's a hinge. Yes, it's a hinge block. So I attached the hinge onto the wall to keep this from just moving everywhere. And I use this mechanism right here, so to go back and forth to move it. Obviously, the clock on top does not actually move. See? And then, yeah, it explodes after a certain amount of time because of the delay block I put in the back. That's how I made the clock build. The next build that I made, which one was it? I don't remember what the next one was, honestly. Let me check on this. I think probably it was a while since I resumed it. I think this was the next one, which is one of the more recent ones. Another BattleBot build. Please excuse why this one looks so bad. The others look mid. So as you can probably tell, I'm really, really into BattleBots. So basically, the way these ones work, this one's called Sawblaze. The way this one works, which is pretty cool, it has a hammer saw. Spinny weapon. Boom. That's a simple way how it works. I'll show you it after I show the case the others. This one's called Duck. Why in the world is... I'm not saying they have word. If anything, why is it not covering the D? Why is it covering the U? Anyway, yeah, this one's a lifter one. This is its early build. It's a different build now, which is not nearly as good. Can I lift a Roblox character? Yes, I can. And finally, this one is called Huge. No joke, it's literally called Huge. So it has a spinny weapon in the front, it's a vertical spinner. In the show, in the competition, I mean, it's one of the best bots in the actual show. But in this game, it's probably one of the worst ones I made. So, I'm going to show how I made all 3 of these ones after they load in. Out of all the 3, probably Duck is my favorite that I made. Okay, why is it covering the C now? Why is it covering the C? That doesn't make sense. Actually, it does, but at the same time, turn transparency off. Honestly, for Sawblaze, there's really not anything that's invisible besides the titanium blocks. Believe me, there's a lot of those. I'll show how many there are. Watch this. 105 of these things. And also, I did put ice on the bottom of it so that way it would slide easier. Did I unanchor this? Yes, I did. That's how you turn the weapon on. Not much there. For this, I used servos. I used 2 servos right there. That'll go back and forth. And also, a funny thing is that if you do that, you can actually flip it over, I think. Yeah, there you go. That's one downfall of it. At least you can self-ride, though. So, yeah. That's how I made Sawblaze. Bro. Quit it. I'm not doing PvP right now. Anyway, Doug, again, nothing is... Not that... What? What the heck? Oh, wait, that's to make it easier to get underneath it. If I didn't have that, it would be, like, impossible for Duck to get under anything. Obviously, this is pretty obvious. I use servos with I thought I had collision off on that. Huh. Anyway, so yeah, I did that. I have titanium on the back again, so that way it would weigh it down. Oh, that's why it's like that. I have multiple signs. That explains it. The reason I have buttons is because I'm on mobile, as you could probably tell. You could probably tell by now. I'm on mobile. If I didn't do this, it would be really hard if I used a regular seat on that. Finally, huge. I did not, there's nothing invisible on this one. Self-explanatory, I used wheels for the weapon. Honestly, out of all of them, this is one of the most complex and simple ones. Wheels is pretty complex, honestly. The weapon, I know, it looks strange because the weapon's holding it together. It's not that hard to do. Why did it just stop? And then, yeah, here's just basically self-explanatory because it's nothing's invisible. I used the wheels to make the spinny weapon. And I used the other two wheels. No, I don't want it anchored. I used the other two wheels to make these big white wheels move. The reason I have this on here is so that way in case it lands on the wheel, it won't get stuck. Because, yeah, in the real show, that's actually why it has that on there. That's the BattleBots I made. I wonder if I actually have anything else to showcase. Probably have at least one more thing. Those are for future ones, by the way. I have, I don't know if I showcased that one. Oh, I did showcase this one. Here, let me show you this last one. Yes, I am into BattleBots. You have already seen that. Yes, I know. I'm obsessed with it. If you didn't know, this one's called Yeti, and this one's called Tombstone. Also, here's a tip. Also, I always have to click forward first, or else the controls might flip. That one has a horizontal spinner. This one has a vertical spinner. And I think also, yeah, it has a camera as well. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Both of them are really powerful. Yeah, you'll see the power of this one soon. So let me show you it without transparency. Yeah. Yeah, don't judge why this looks like that. So, first of all, let me turn the weapon off. Out of all the BattleBots, these are probably the ones that took the most design and the most trial and error to do. So, let me start off with probably the favorite one, Tombstone. The way the weapon works is that I have these two wheels that actually spin it. That's what spins. And I have these, which have collision off. So that way it can hit the weapon without hitting these. Because if they had collision on, it would just glitch through those. And that's how it connects to here. And the reason I have spike blocks is that way they can actually do damage. Now, one thing I didn't realize at the time was that technically these can't deal damage to each other. So, yeah, that's one bad thing that I do kind of hate. But, I mean, it's still cool anyway, though. So, and also drive, same thing. It also does have a camera on it. Not useful for mobile, unfortunately. But that's Tombstone. One of my all-time favorite ones that I built. Just because of the detail I put into it. If you look it up, it's actually kind of realistic to it. And finally, for the last build of this video, Yeti. Yeah, I know, it looks weird. I'll explain it. So, obviously, you already know I have that for weight distribution. These are not for the actual drive, that's for the weapon itself. Same concept as I did for Tombstone, except vertical spinner this time. That's how I made the vertical spinner move. Because the reason I didn't just put a wheel, there's not nearly enough room, as you can tell, so it would glitch through it. If I tried that, it would not even come close to working. Obviously, I have a camera right here. That's how I got the view on this thing. Originally, I was going to add some forks, which was going to be about right here. but I did not have enough space to do it, so I decided to give up on that. If I build a larger version of this bot, I will most definitely add forks to it, because that's a big part of Yeti in the actual show. Yeah, and obviously the weapon works. Also, like, I do want to show what happens when you collide these. So I'm going to make them actually collide, and just letting you know, one of these bots is going to go flying. No joke. It's actually going to be really crazy. Obviously, I'm going to use Tombstone to ram into it. Surprisingly, no one flew yet. Look at Tombstone. Oh, no! Bye, I guess. Well, goodbye. I guess Tombstone left me. He abandoned me. That's sad. Anyway, that was today's video. Thank you so much for 25 subscribers. Next milestone is gonna be, I think, 75 subscribers. I know we can reach that goal. Anyway, see ya in the next video.